Oh, I got some juicy news for you. Profit First app version 2.0 is here. With an enhanced user experience and video guidance throughout, you can now be even more confident in your Profit First implementation. Plus, listeners who work with a certified Profit First professional get extra benefits. Check it out now at www.profitfirstapp.com.
Accounting firms are often held back by manual, repetitive work and fragmented tech stacks. It's time to move into the new level of productivity with Bill. Bill's AI-powered exception-based AP automates your processes from end to end. By simplifying your tech stack and centralizing domestic and global payment, Bill frees your team from administrative tasks. Join the 9,000 firms who already agree that Bill makes onboarding new clients easier. Visit bill.com/grow to take a demo and claim your $250 gift card. Terms apply. Tell them Ron says hello. If you work with entrepreneurs, you already know that money problems rarely stay in one category. Personal finances bleed into business decisions, leadership, confidence, and risk tolerance, even when the business is itself solid. That's why we created the Certified Money Habit Mentor designation. Yes, this is based on the Money Habit, Mike's newest book. This certification authorizes financial professionals to guide clients using a simple behavioral bank balance system for personal finance, aka Profit First. It's designed for professionals who want to help clients feel calm, clear, in control of their money, especially when personal finances and business finances overlap. Applications are now open. They're limited. Be one of the first to grab your Certified Money Habit spots. Apply now, moneyhabitmentors.com. Today, right here, right now, this is the moment that you will finally say,
I'm growing my accounting practice, and you're going to discover exactly how right here, right now,
on the Grow My Accounting Practice podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Very good, Liz. I'm glad to be back. And unfortunately, we are still without Mike Michalowicz. He is still in Vegas at the presidential suite in some beautiful hotel with his wife.
Hey, I have to say, man, if you're going to get stuck somewhere, and so the story is, listeners, Mike was, as usual, presenting, and they went to get into their hotel room. They clicked the key things, and somebody else was already in there. Ta-da! They're like, oopsie, excuse us, pardon me. They go back downstairs. They're like, that was a cool room, but there are people in it. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're going to upgrade you. And it was the presidential suite at the Bellagio.
So and then we happen to get a snowstorm and he can't find his way back here.
Oh, man, I wouldn't either. I'd be like, oh, shoot, guys, no flights. Vegas is shut down. Vegas shut down. That was great. So,
well, it's his loss because we've got a friend on the show today.
I know. I'm so excited. I know. And so I love that you already know our wonderful new guest. So let me do a quick introduction. Joining us today is Chuck Staszkiewicz, who is a man who proof tested the American dream in the toughest of industries. Chuck is a seasoned entrepreneur and the co-founder of Opus Golds Group. He famously scaled his business, All Hours Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, from a single truck to a massive $22 million in annual revenue before a successful private equity exit. Between Chuck and his wife, they've built and sold 5 companies just in the last 3 years. I mean, that's normal. It's totally what I do too. And perhaps most uniquely, Chuck says that he barely graduated high school and was once voted most likely to be dead or in jail by 25. Today, he's not either of those things, but he's here to show you how to move from overwhelmed operator to strategic CEO. Without further ado, Chuck, welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah, thanks, guys. And you gotta call Mike when we're done here and ask him if his Dodge Viper is being delivered, because you always hear about the story about his Dodge Viper from past years.
So I know that Dodge Viper. Mike and I are buddies. We grew up together. He showed up in my driveway with his Dodge Viper. And he's like, let's go for a spin. And then he hands me earmuffs. And I'm like, what kind of car do I need where it had earmuffs? And so, yeah, I remember that. That was when he was
I don't know that car. I don't know what it looks like. Is it a big muscle? It's a dude muscle car.
It's the limited production muscle car. Yeah.
It's an adequate. It's an inadequacy enhancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
But I mean, like Mike being stuck in Vegas with that story, that's typical Mike fashion.
I
Like it
know.
wouldn't be anything
I know, man.
if it, it's yeah,
I love
that's
it. That's why I love it. I'm like, if he could do that, I could do this. Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah, for
Let's go,
sure.
universe.
For
I'm
sure.
ready. I'm ready
Yeah.
for a Dodge
So,
Viper. No, I
so
don't want that.
to continue on that, actually, Mike was talking to me. This is years and years ago, putting together a car club because I'm a car guy, and many of our listeners know. And yeah, he ended up getting rid of that thing, as
No.
well as everything else,
We all
as you
know
read
that
about
story
in the
too.
book.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
all
yeah.
know that story. So okay, you two know each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you two know each other?
We're
So,
in a mastermind together.
Awesome.
yeah, it's
Okay.
called the DM Group. It's a great mastermind. I'm a big believer that everybody should find the right room, even though I run global. Liz runs a global room. I run a global room, but still, there's
Yeah.
other rooms out there that are so beneficial to helping people grow. And, I joined that mastermind with Chuck and I invited him on today because look at his background. Look at all the
I
things that
know.
he's been doing that Liz just reiterated. And my question was, and Chuck, here it is again, how can the accounting world, bookkeeping world better serve the industries that you were in? How can they really, really partner with service-based businesses and help them thrive?
Yeah, I think I know Mike has really done everything that he could to find something that's just so simple, right? And especially for trades guys. And I work with a lot of small businesses, not just in the trades,
Mhm.
but the 95% of them don't understand their books.
Yeah.
So we have to start there, right? And it's because they feel, okay, I'll just go out and focus on sales and delivering the product and doing the things that they're good at, which yes, you do have to focus on that, but the books become the last thing. But then when you go to work with a consultant or someone to help level up your business, that's the first thing we're looking for.
Let me
Because
see your books, right?
yeah, I mean, look, I got really good. Like I didn't have all my stuff together, for 9 years of growing the plumbing company. We were in business for 12 before I sold it. I didn't have everything together. I didn't understand my numbers for the first 9 years. So I got really good at guessing. So I can still help people if they don't understand their numbers because I'm really good at guessing at things, right?
Yeah.
But in order to see the full picture, you have to understand your numbers. So to answer your question, I mean, make it simple. Regular check-ins, the communication has to be open, right? I feel like anyone that's good with working with companies with their books is not just doing the books for them, but helping them understand why they're doing the books for them or why they're doing it that way and helping them understand like, hey, this is how you do it. And the more that we can set you up for success in the beginning, that old quote that's garbage in, garbage out, like
Yep.
setting up your P&L correctly, setting up your profits in law or not your profits and loss, but your chart of accounts correctly. Doing all that stuff up front really makes clean data in the end.
Yeah.
And now the most common thing that I see with small business owners, trades guys, that kind of stuff, is they're just like, I don't know where to start. And like what I've always learned and what I had to do after 9 years of not understanding my numbers and guessing, I call myself the Tom Brady of trade services because everything I threw, every Hail Mary I threw, it stuck, right?
Nice.
But what I tell them is this, like dirty data is still data. It's better than no data. You have to get the dirty data and get through that first to get to the clean data. So that's probably the best way I could answer that question, Ron.
So let's dig deeper into that a little bit. It's
Yeah.
a great answer.
Yeah.
When you say know your books, it's not necessarily knowing how to do bookkeeping, right, or accounting, or even know that stuff. But what do you, in your mind, can you share what knowing your books and numbers actually means?
Well, there's lots of things, but I'll try to keep it as simple as possible.
Because it's
now,
different
too,
for
right?
our accountants and bookkeepers
Okay.
who are, accountants and bookkeepers versus guys like you that are running and coaching blue collar.
Yeah. Yeah. So my understanding is this, right? Like, tracking all your receipts and putting it into the correct categories and all that stuff. Like trades guys, I mean, a lot of these guys, if you look at their dash on their trucks or their vans, that's where all their receipts are, right?
Yep.
And it's only 25% of them, right? And I coach on that. I'm like, hey guys,
So crazy.
clean the stuff off the van. So like, I mean, a real simple we used to hang like slots on the back of the divider, right? So, and then we'd label the slots like receipts, invoices, paid invoices, whatever you want to label them, right? That was one way, like one guy in a truck could get a little bit better at helping his accountant, right? So those like little simple tricks will really go a long way. I just did an on-site for a business last week, and they're doing 100 million in revenue, third generation family business, and I couldn't believe how they got there because they don't understand it either. They don't understand their numbers. They don't know where their non-current P&L. They're again got really good at guessing at how to make moves. And what I see with a lot of people is a lot of businesses is they just feel if they're just moving, they're doing good, right? And trades business owners, they're always robbing Peter to pay Paul. They're hoping to get another big job to pay for the last job that they closed out and they didn't calculate correctly. So I feel that for accountants and bookkeepers, right, helping them understand the importance of it and really like running off of a budget. Like again, 95% of the people that I work with, they're like, budget, what? And they think it's a budget for their monthly expenses at home. I'm like, no, you don't have a budget for your business.
Yeah.
You need to know, you need to project those things out. So helping them understand a budget, if you as the accountant or the bookkeeper don't do budgets, outsource, find somebody that does, outsource it, and help work with that person to build the budget. And basically a lot of reverse engineering. I mean, I'm
it's
not
almost
a numbers
like,
guy.
yeah, it's almost like you're talking about helping them understand the flow, right?
Yeah.
Once the money is spent, they need to understand the flow, okay?
Yep.
Because once money is spent, it doesn't mean it stopped moving. And so what you're basically saying is, hey, accounting firms, educate these guys or these gals that, hey, you know what, knowing your numbers is not necessarily accounting and bookkeeping, but knowing your numbers is also a component of it. Is once you pay for something, we got to categorize the receipt, we got to record the receipt, we got to submit the receipt. That's all a part of knowing your numbers, because once you know those little ones, you'll be able to pick it up that way. And what you also shared is, come up with a solution for the issue.
Yep.
One of the questions I have for you as you're coaching your clients, Chuck, as you're saying all of these things, like, yep, you should. And we could tell people a million times a day they should do all this stuff. And they're like, cool. All they care about is what's in it for them, with them, right? So when you're sharing that, I'm sure you're sharing the why. One of the things that I hear a lot is people want to exit their business. So you just mentioned the $100 million third generation. They're probably looking like, okay, third gen is like, that's cool. I'm good. 100 million. I want out. What is so we'll use the understanding as one of the carrots, but what is one of the first thing they could do today? How do you start when people tell you they want to exit, or we're not sure where we see ourselves in the next 5 years, but I don't want to do this forever. So with all that you said, like, all right, learn all this stuff and here's why. So what should they look at first?
Yeah, so a lot of things, but the most important things to understand is whether you want to sell your company today or not is irrelative. You're going to exit your company one way or one day, one of three ways. You're either going to pass it on to family, you're going to sell it, or you're going to not be here anymore.
Yep.
So why not set your business up like you're going to exit it tomorrow and have that thing run? Because when you're going for an exit, you are going to go through a due diligence process. And that is going to be the most grueling, home inspection you've ever been through in your life. Right. So that's the first thing that I let them know. And then it's like, okay, let's take a picture, a snapshot of where you're at today. And you nailed it, Liz. Like, yeah, they've grown this company sizably, right? and they are exploring their options. But just like I did when I started to think about selling, it was 2 years before I actually sold, and I wasn't taking my advice back then. I was not set up to sell tomorrow, right? So I had to prepare for that. And I got an evaluation done. And they told me that my business doing 20 million, we weren't quite at 22 yet, doing 20 million a year in top line revenue was worth nothing, basically nothing. Like what they told me that I was worth would have barely covered the debts that I had. And so I was like, holy cow, that was a big wake up call.
That's common, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
Very common.
And so still devastating.
Knowing where you're at today to where you want to go, right? And then I had to get real with things, and I went to work for a year and a half, almost 2 years, putting things in place to get to the number that I could live with on the exit, right? So if I knew if I was worth whatever number they gave me that would cover my debt, that was not going to work for me. This is the number that's going to work for me. Now I know the number. How do I reverse engineer to become valued at that number? Now you can't, unless you know where you're at, you can't get to where you want to go.
So
right?
I got to interrupt here because it seems like you did this on your own without necessarily the guidance of an accountant, or was your accountant guiding you through all this? Because it does, right? You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you're learning as you're building the bike, my friend.
I don't want to offend any accountants, and I'm not trying to, but my understanding of accountants back then were they prepared the numbers that I gave them to do for taxes. Sure. That was it, right? And going through this process, the diligence process and the exits that we've done, I've learned that by doing that, and I was just like, again, 95% of most business owners, I was expensing everything because I wouldn't have to pay taxes on it, right? Like they'll just come in.
Adorable. It's my favorite.
But by doing that, I was devaluating my company by doing that. And I left millions of dollars on the table. So now, knowing what I know now, I don't do that. And I tell people like chart of accounts are very important. And you may not want to write everything off, right? As long as you categorize it properly.
Well, what gets a greater multiple? A company that's highly profitable or one that isn't?
If they go back 3 years, right? So if in due diligence, they're going back 3 years. If you're writing things off and you just started to prepare a year ago, there's 2 years of write-offs that you had in there that devalued your company. So like literally when you're talking about it, let's put it in simple math terms. If you get a 10x multiple, every $100,000 is worth $1 million. That's crazy numbers that you can leave on the table. And I don't know, if you're saving that kind of money in taxes, probably not, because I didn't. So, like pick your battles there, right? Like, see,
do you face that a lot? Do you face that where they're like, I hate Uncle Sam, I'm not paying taxes?
100%, but there's other ways to do it. And this is another thing that I can say to accountants and CPAs, right? Don't like educate your people on tax strategies too, right? Don't educate them on what they're doing to devalue their business by doing it that way, and then bring them strategies like the Augusta law is a really easy one, paying their kids is another easy one. Those type of strategies that they don't devalue their business from it, right? And that would be huge for any small businesses. So they stop saying, oh, well, I've, at the end of the year, I've got all this profit. I got to go out and spend it. Now my cash flow is gone.
Yep. That's devastating. I love that. Thank you. And you are correct. Our audience, our membership at Profit First Professionals, they are not the normal accountants that you're talking about. They're still there. All of those guys are still there. The ones that are listening that we're talking to, they're the ones who want to be the strategic advisor. They want to be the partner that helps them bring financial clarity to whatever intentional decision they want to make next. So what you're saying is exactly what our members are trying to do. Yeah. So thank you for reinforcing what we say all the time. Your audience needs, like, your people need our people, right? Like, I mean, I love tradespeople. They're some of my favorites because they're so honest and they're just like, I don't freaking know. but I'll listen and I can learn anything, right? Like it's a cool group. We have a lot of members who are also niched into trades, and
Yeah,
it's a cool group to work with. I love them.
I mean, that's another thing. I mean, we got Profit First for construction. We got Profit First for the trade,
real estate investors,
everything.
tradies.
But
Yeah.
it's the tradespeople that now today is the biggest opportunity, right, Chuck?
Totally.
We're seeing, the trade companies being picked up by private equity at multiples never seen before. And, to the accounting firms and bookkeeping firms listening to us, this is opportunity to really help, line your pockets with consultative dollars by helping your customers prepare for the inevitable sale or exit. Do it today. Where are you seeing, and you're taking over a company and taking a look, where are a lot of these business owners making mistakes from a financial perspective? Is it, forget about the recurring expenses, but what other egregious fouls are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I mean, you've probably heard this 100 times, but they're not priced correctly for the market, and they thinking like the consumer just wants the cheapest.
I know.
Like I mean, I really wish that I could start a revolution of bringing all tradespeople together and say, okay, look, we're all going to just charge this price. It'll cover, if your overhead's higher, like there should be more communication amongst them. Like like the consumers are there, right? The percentage of consumers are there, right? So why is it we're so far apart? You got one guy that's charging $700 an hour and another guy that's charging $100 an hour. Why are we so far apart? So I think that education definitely needs to step up, and people need to realize like this is something that I've seen over the last 20 years in the trades industries. I've been in it for 26 years or so. The experience, right? Like the guys that are charging $700 an hour has a way different experience than the guy charging $100 an hour.
Yeah.
But sometimes not. Sometimes the guy that's charging $100 an hour, his experience is definitely better than where he thinks he's at. And it goes back to like the restaurant rule, right? Like why can, some of these Michelin star restaurants charge $500 for an $80 bottle of wine? Because you're getting the atmosphere, you're getting the experience, everybody else says it's great, right? Like why can't we bring that experience into the trades world? And it's being done more and more these days, but I feel like tradespeople could think about that more. Now, accountings and CPA firms, same thing, right? You want to charge top dollars. How do you create the best accounting experience possible, right? So like when I choose to work with vendors, right? Like, so my CPA firm that I work with now, they have people that do the tax strategies for me. They have people that do things that they don't do in-house, but they bring it to me. So I appreciate the vendors that I'm working with when they bring me extra, even if they're not doing it in-house, right? So if tax strategy is not your thing, find a really good tax strategist, beta test it with one or two of your clients, see the results that they get in a year's time. Now send that out to multiple of your clients. Like the goal is everybody wins.
Yeah, I love it.
I love that as well.
I want to shift gears a little bit. One of the things, in addition to not knowing how to price, believing scarcity rules everything. And so I have to undercharge the next guy or they're going to get them. There's only so much. We know that's not true. Scarcity is a lie. Most of the folks, or many of the folks that you work with, I understand are stuck as chief operator, like literally the highest pay employee, not even a paid employee of their own business. What are some things that you can help either our audience or that you help the overwhelmed operator CEO to move beyond that?
Oof. Well, mindset is definitely a thing that you have to constantly focus on and constantly improve, right? Like you as a leader, your people are going to only do about 70 to 80% of what you do, your best people. And then it trickles down from there. So imagine your A players, 70, 80% of what you do. And their mindset's only going to be 70 or 80%.
You're only doing 70% of the job? Come on.
Not even close. 27% max. That's all I got.
But you know, unless you build the culture and the buy-in, the owner mentality, you know, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I literally was on a call 2 hours ago with a guy. He's like, I just don't have time. And it's like, well, okay, let's rephrase that a little bit,
Barf.
right?
Yeah.
Like you have time. It's just you're choosing to not spend the time where you want to spend it, right? So, you know, like reframe your mindset about things is super important. And he's like, well, how do I do all these things and still train and build my people? And I'm like, okay, well, look, you have two choices. You can either deal with turnover, which is expensive, or you can spend a little bit more time developing your people. C players are going to turn, you hope they're going to turn into B players. And once they get B players, they should have enough for themselves to go to A players, right? Now, again, it all starts with you. If you're not developing yourself and developing your mindset, how can you expect your people to? And giving him a brief rundown of like, you know, he had an employee that was like refusing to go to a job because it was in a bad area. And he was like, I'm just going to fire him. I'm like, okay, but is he worth putting your time in? Yes. Does he have a potential to do something else in your company? Yes. Okay. Well, take 5 minutes and try to create a win-win situation with him, right? Because now you're developing him. It's not an excuse. It's not, no, I won't go to this job because of this. It's like, okay, I understand your concerns. They're valid. It's not a great area. Can we Uber you there for the next few days? Can we get security set up? Can we make sure that you're done and out of there before dark? Can we do like, so it's not just a hard line in the sand anymore. It's like, I'm thinking outside of the box. Hey, I don't want to go to this job because of this. Here's my concerns, but I've thought of these 3 ideas. What else? What can we do here?
Leadership.
Yeah.
But also
Awesome.
to your point, Chuck, I love that. There's the years ago I read The 1 Minute Manager. I don't know if y'all remember that book. Such a good one. And what you just described is how he defines the difference between a problem and a complaint. And so, you know, somebody says, I'm not going to work here. You said, okay, so you could say no. You could say no, you're fired, fine. But you could also train the employee to say that's just the way you did it. You're like, here's what I need. You're going to walk in. If you disagree with me or if you have a problem, you're going to suggest 2 solutions to the problem. And then we'll decide what we do from there. Because if you don't actually have the solutions, you don't have a problem. We have a complaint. And I ain't got time for complaints. And I love that. Like how much does the guy have that much time to spend with a, you know, having a conversation with his employee? If he doesn't, he does have a problem with him, not the employee. So I love that. Thank you.
Liz, also think about this. Like if you're saying you don't have the time now, how are you ever going to get the time if you don't start to develop your people?
And you're firing everybody for one word. That is disrespect. He's being disrespectful. My favorite.
Yeah, he's got an attitude adjustment coming.
Okay, Ron, you have one more question.
We're shifting his mindset.
No, that's it, Chuck. This went quick.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. Good job. Listen, can you tell our audience a little bit more about your company, where they can find you, contact you?
Well, first of all, about that, yes, because do you really work with your sister?
Yes.
It's awesome. My sister and I just started working together. It's so fun. I wanted to talk about
some days.
I know. Exactly right. Sometimes it is.
She's the older, better looking one. I'm the smarter one. No, I'm just kidding.
You both have those eyes. The eyes for both of you. Like people just are like mesmerized in your blue eyes. I just saw that on the website. I was like,
yeah.
Yes,
So,
tell us about Opus and Golds, please.
Yeah, so I mean, we started it. We work really well together. We were actually going to call it yin and yang consulting because we come from opposite worlds and we just fit. Like what I lack in, she makes up for, and vice versa, right?
Cool.
So, we worked really well, and she came in year 9 or year 10, 2020. Yeah, year 10. She came in alongside me because I knew I needed something else. I just didn't know what it was. And she helped me put everything in place. Like before she got there, we were doing about 12 million top line revenue and we were just a mess. And she got there and I didn't even know what I was hiring her for. Actually, I did. We hired her for retail, but we ended up making her a general manager instead.
Wait, was she on our show?
Yes.
Dana.
Yes.
As I'm looking at it again, I'm like, wait, I do know this story and this website. That's why it looks so familiar.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So we decided after the sale, they didn't want her to stay on, only for a short amount of time. So we decided, let's start something together and see where it goes. Like, we love helping businesses. We're good at it. We're, like, we can both offer something that, is beneficial. So that's it. And basically, our website, opusgolds.com, very easy. You can book an appointment with us, 30 or 60 minutes right there, free consultation. I do have an ask for anybody listening. If possible, if you get this out to them, CPA firms and accounting firms, like, you understand your people the best, right? You're in their books. You understand if they're struggling. If there's an opportunity where I can chat with them, even for a free consult, like, I'd love to chat with them. If I can change somebody's life, whether they sign up with me or not, that's not what it's about. But if I can give them one piece of insight that'll make them millions of dollars or change their life so they can get home to their family, that's what I do. That's why I do what I do.
Awesome.
Take them up on it, listeners.
Yeah,
awesome, Chuck. Great job. Hang around. We've got a couple more things. Listeners, thank you. Don't forget to review and subscribe to Grow My Accounting Practice podcast.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right, Liz. I know we both learned a lot. Why don't you go ahead and share what you want to share?
All right. So let me see the whole thing. You know what? I loved it. It's when he was talking about how his first conversation, or when he first decided he wanted to exit, and he did an evaluation. And I was sort of thinking, like, I feel like everyone should do that every other year. Just it's almost like, here we can run a profit assessment once a year, or, we sort of get in that habit. Run a business evaluation every year, and you have these buckets, and then those are your targets every year.
Minimum every 3.
Yeah. What?
Minimum every 3.
Sure. Right. And I thought about that, and I was like, that's how, because you said, and then you reverse engineer it. And I was like, that's exactly right. That's, hey, I'm so off by 20 points over here. I have to focus on this. This is my next 6-month goal. Like, I don't know why I haven't thought about that before. So I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, Chuck.
About the experience.
Chuck's still here, guys. It was a fake goodbye. Chuck is still here. Just kidding.
No, go.
So, talk about the experience, right? What if you were the accounting firm or the CPA that offered the evaluation every year?
Exactly right. Like, that's a super solid lead gen.
$5,000. Here you go. Boom.
I love it. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Chuck. That was awesome.
Okay. I learned a lot, confirmed a lot. I liked when Chuck was talking about, hey, listen, if you don't have, tax planning services in there, why don't you partner up with somebody and help out with, really fortifying your customer, right? If you're just doing bookkeeping, well, there's a whole other, avenues you can work with your customer on. Okay. And also it really resonated with me when you were talking about the receipt structure, dropping it in, dropping it. I'm like, oh my gosh, accountants, bookkeepers need to communicate that the job is not done once something is sold and once something is collected. This is what we talk about when we're saying understanding the flow, understanding your numbers. Is not how to operate QuickBooks, but it's understanding a simple mechanism that, there's a receipt process, a recording process, a payment process, and knowing that a portion of everything collected needs to go to profit, owner's pay, future bids, purpose, mission, all that great stuff too. So that's what I learned.
Good. I love it. Excellent.
All right. Audience, what'd you learn? Tell us.
What'd you learn, everybody?
Yeah.
That's great.
All right. Now you can participate in this one, Chuck. Ready,
Chuck,
Liz?
Guys, Chuck's still here. He's still here.
We're not live, are we?
I'm going to say, no, I'm going to say it next week.
We're live.
Don't worry, guys. Chuck's still here. Chuck from 2 weeks ago, he's still here. Chuck, say hi. No.
Awesome.
All right, Chuck, this is where we do the, we call it a trippy question, because the guy who gave us these questions, his name is Trip. It's just a little get to know you question.
Okay.
So we're going to go in the Wayback Machine. This won't be as traumatic as last time, Ron. I promise.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. This one is, what was your favorite game to play as a child?
I got no.
As a child? What age is a child? Because
whatever you want. What's your favorite game?
I'm barely hitting puberty right now.
Correct.
I got into a lot of trouble as a kid, but I would have to say probably Nintendo, or even going back to Atari.
Nice.
Like those were definitely, I definitely paused it because you couldn't just save your game at the times, right? And then pick it up in the morning and it was still running all night long. Yeah, that was some of my favorites.
They knew how to hook us early, that's for sure. those
I
games.
just got a
Only
new
gotten
one.
better now.
Yeah.
My favorite games playing up were Manhunt and Army. I played a lot of Manhunt, a lot of Army. Jersey wasn't as populated where I am now as it was back in the 70s and 80s. And, we were basically feral children running around all over the place. And so, Army, Manhunt, stuff like that.
Manhunt in the cemeteries were good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now you have a
100%.
201 number, Chuck. Is that correct?
I'm from Bergen County.
I knew it.
Can Ron have your number? He's super jealous that you have a 201.
It's the original Jersey number.
That's what he said. I just learned that today.
Liz is bragging about her 973. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was not. I mean, I would take a 973 over a 201. No offense, but
she doesn't know. Awesome, guys. Don't forget to share what you learned. And also, thank you. So,
yeah.
Liz. All right. Insider access?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, please.
I just totally lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you did, but it's fine. Carry
Insider
on.
access. This is something that we do here that maybe there's something that you want to do in your business. And what that is I'm going to be blatant. Join a membership organization. I joined the DM group, Dealmaker group, right? It's, I'll put a link in there. If you're interested in joining it, I'll talk to you about it. Maybe it's good for you. Maybe it's not. But the thing is, as business owners and leaders, we need to invest in ourselves. Right? We need to invest in ourselves. And that is putting up money and getting into areas where there's a lot of smarter people like Chuck, right? I'm learning an awful lot. So if you want to hang out with some more cool people, the DM group, it's something that I've been a part of for a couple of years. We'll put the link in the show notes. And if you're interested in having a conversation, I'd love to share it with you.
Awesome. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. Thank you, Chuck. It was a pleasure to meet you. Now, Dana's sister. Now I know. Things. Now I feel. Are your parents coming on next? Or your wife, actually. Can we get your wife on the show? Let's do that. Great. Done.
Yeah, there you go.
Done.
Listeners, don't forget to review and subscribe to Grow My Accounting Practice podcast. And Liz, what else do they need to do?
Sure. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. And if you are interested in learning a little bit more about Profit First Professionals, I encourage you to go to www.profitfirstprofessionals.com. Click on the Become a Profit First Professional. That will route you to answer a few questions and schedule a call with Ron or with myself, Billianne, to find out if this might be the right room for you to level up your business. And we'd love to have you join us. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Day.